There once was this story of this little kid that was scared of his shadow. The little kid would turn this way and that way, and he'd be trying to run away from his shadow. He was so scared of his shadow. But then the father, when he saw his son so scared of his own shadow, he took his son, he's like, "Hey, son, let me help you." And then he turned his son to face the sunshine. And when the little boy faced the sunshine, the sun's light cast the shadow behind him. And then the little boy couldn't see his shadow anymore because all he could see was the bright light of the sun. That's the same with us, guys. If any of you watching, you're struggling with sin, you're like, "Oh, I'm trying to run away from lust. I'm trying to run away from addiction and all this. I'm struggling, I'm struggling, I'm struggling." Then Father God comes and he's like, "Hey, child, turn to Jesus." And then when you look at Jesus in worship and you're like, "Oh, Jesus, I see his face." And then the light of Jesus just shines upon you, and all that darkness is pushed back. And you cannot see that darkness. You no longer feel the desires for that lust or addiction anymore because Jesus becomes your intimacy. Jesus becomes your addiction. Jesus becomes your idol. You can never lift God up high enough. Like Jesus is the ultimate one. He is the one that's worthy of all worship. So you love Jesus. Idolize Jesus. Jesus must be the one who captivates your whole heart. That way you can become like him because you become who you behold. So if you're beholding your favorite celebrity or your favorite this person, that person, you're going to start to be like them. Before you know it, you start talking like them. You start wearing the same clothes as your favorite celebrity. You start wanting the same handbag they have. You start being all talking and using the same hand gestures they have. That's how you know you're idolizing them. And you're slowly becoming like that idol. But when you idolize Jesus, when he is your center, your focus, your obsession, then you start to become like him. You start to be transformed into his image. You start to speak the words he speaks. You start to treat people the way he treats people. You start to love your family the way he would love them. You start to love God with the love of Jesus. See, Jesus must be your one and only.